To a young man, but I want to give him his due introduction because he works very hard. He's been very successful here. Joe Gilligan is going to speak for a few moments. Joe's been president of Lakeland Decker Association, the Fed Challenge Math League Club. He belongs to the National Honor Society, the Spanish Honor Society, and Lakeland's Gifted and Talented programs. He has won the state championship in Decker for banking and finances. Joe also plays first base for our Atlanta varsity baseball team, where he was an all-conference selection player in there as well. So Joe is a well-rounded individual, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his experience here, where he came from before Lakeland and onward. So let's give Joe a big hand, and I thank you once
again. Well, thank you, Mr. Ashika. I've learned from Mr. White's business class that a good organization starts from the top. And Mr. Ashika, you have assembled some of the best in the business. Sometimes you may be overlooked, but we appreciate your hard work. So thank you, Mr. Ashika, staff, for all the things you do to keep this organization fine-tuned. Prospective students, welcome to Lakeland. Welcome to Lakeland Lancer Country. A wise man once said, "No river can return to its source, but no river starts without a beginning." As incoming freshmen, you sit here today at a new beginning, a chance to change your life. The first steps you take through our doors begin your life's journey of 1,000 miles. My first step started out just like yours. I sat down with my parents, as you are today, thinking about coming to this big school. You see, I came from St. Catherine's, a school where 23 students stayed together for 9 years. Most of my classmates went on to Catholic high school. I decided to go to Lakeland, a school which has 300 students in the freshman class alone. And it was daunting, with not one, but two-story buildings, and a wing that started with the numbers in the 300s. You would think there was a third floor. Did anyone know Lakeland has a pool on the roof? Well, neither did I, and I am still looking for it. But almost immediately, I found the teachers here at Lakeland were very friendly and willing to spend extra time with me, and if I did not understand a concept or a lesson. But what I liked the most was the teachers were open to my ideas and thoughts. In the classes, they were inspirational. I spent my time in Mr. Pulseni's American History 2 AP class arguing why President Coolidge's economic policy was better than FDR's. In Dr. Lambertini's criminal civil law class, we staged a mock trial, and I was the leading prosecutor, and I represented Wall Street against an Occupy Wall Street movement. I learned from Miss Wanaque's accounting class on how to cook the books, just like Enron. Just kidding, Miss Wanaque. In Mr. Novak's government and politics class, I was given the task of being Mitt Romney. And thank God, thank you, Hurricane Sandy, we had to cancel our mock election. You know how I hate losing. In Mr. Ward's business practice firm, we are running a simulated business which competes against other schools. I held the title of CEO. After a bad last quarter, I cut the Christmas bonus. Thank God Uncle Eddie from Christmas Vacation is not in my class. And while the classroom is informative and educational, Lakeland has a second life after 2:35 p.m. That is when you can join hundreds of clubs and sports teams. I joined and led the DECA Business Club, the Federal Reserve Challenge, Math League, the Future Business Leaders of America, Chess Club, and Debate Club. There are so many more clubs. I just ran out of time to join them all. These clubs have taken me to great places to compete in, such as the Federal Reserve Bank in New York and Salt Lake City, Utah. And if you're an athlete, like me, you can join a sport and become a Lancer. We have so many sports offerings that Mr. Yost never seems to go home at night because he's at all our games. And our sports teams are very competitive. Even our basketball team has a winning record this year. I belong to the conference champion baseball team. One of the perks of being on the Lakeland baseball team is we go to Disney's Wide World of Sports each year. Our school has so many opportunities. It is up to you to explore them. Ronald Reagan once said, "There are no great limits to growth because there are no limits on human intelligence, imagination, and wonder." For me, Lakeland sets no limits except the limits of your own imagination. I can't tell you how hard it is for your parents to pay the property taxes so you can go to this great school. That is currently above my pay grade. However, I can tell you my time at Lakeland was well spent, and my time at Lakeland was well invested. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Maybe eventually Joe will be my investment banker. Successful. Mr. Conway will now